Today, we're going over the draft from Cloud9 vs FlyQuest yesterday in the LTA. It has been a while. I haven't been playing much League and haven't been watching much Pro, so I've been rather unmotivated to make content, but we're back here now, so let's take a look. C9 first pick Vi. I've been over it 1,000 times. I don't really think Vi is a great champ for competitive. First, she doesn't scale very well in most game states, but mainly she only has one mode, meaning she can only go in. She has an R key and can dive in well, but more often than not she will be left alone and insta-die without really getting any value, especially if this mode isn't drafted around. FlyQuest 1-2 Rumble Varus. This is fine as they're both very powerful prio picks in their respective positions currently. However, I'm not the biggest fan of Rumble as he's fairly easily counterable in draft with something like Warwick or Galio. The Varus is very good though, very versatile champ in terms of build, and actually a flex pick even though nobody takes advantage of that. He can go mid or top very effectively. C9 second rotate Ezreal and Azir, and already this is bad drafting. These may be good individual power picks for them, but looking at their themes, it's already going to be hard to play fights. Like previously mentioned, Vi can only go in, while Ezreal and Azir want to do the exact opposite, playing with long range and more of a pokey style. This contrast automatically makes it difficult for Cloud9 to coordinate, which is why I never really value Vi in my own competitive drafts. With Ez and Azir, either a tank CC jungler like Maokai or Ivern would have fit much better. Anyways, FlyQuest finished first phase with Ivern, which is great. This champ is still one of the best jungle picks in the game and is unfortunately highly underpicked in competitive for some reason. Through first phase, I'd give FlyQuest a very slight edge. Both teams have good scaling, but it really looks impossible for Vi to play the game here unless she gets super ahead early. But the Ezreal and Azir do have potential here for sure. FlyQuest R4 Lucian. I'm not super sure what the thought process here was. Sure, they needed AD mid and a lot of them are banned, but you could really easily just go Varus mid and pick something like Ashe or Jinx on 4 for bot lane. Lucian may win the early lane, but once the Azir gets Nash's Tooth, he's completely fine and will probably even start beating the Lucian. And Lucian's always going to be outranged here, which makes it very hard to even hit anything in the mid and later stage team fights. While the creativity is there and I respect a new pick, the Lucian just wasn't it here. C9 round out with Ambessa and Alistar. This is just kind of weird to me. Ambessa will struggle against Rumble at basically every point in the game. Also, it's splitting themes even more for Cloud9. Again, Vi and Ambessa dive and go in, while Azir and Ezreal want to play range and kite back. It just thematically doesn't work, and the Alistar is just okay. I'm not a huge fan of the champion, especially with Braum and Leona both open, but we know FlyQuest won't actually counter it, so the Alistar is probably fine. And surprise surprise, it's Nautilus on R5 for FlyQuest. It's really embarrassing to me that teams use R5 counter for crap like this. This champ's literally just a death bot with zero value ever, in my opinion. I hate Nautilus with a passion, and I think he's absolute trash. But overall, both teams have certain things going for them and certain things not. There's no clear-cut winner of this draft to me, but I would slightly prefer Cloud9's comp, because realistically there's only one damage threat on FlyQuest with the Varus. Like I said, Lucian's going to really struggle to hit anything, and Rumble just has really inconsistent value to me. He really depends on getting a huge ultimate to be really useful in team fights. The big drafting lesson here is to try and build comps with coherent themes, where your champions all want to play the same way. If you first pick Vi, synergize that with dive like Kai'Sa and Zac Top. If you pick Ezreal Azir, pick scaling range with good kiting like Ivern or Karma support. Champion themes are a big key to successful drafting, something that goes largely ignored in professional play. Thanks for watching, see you next time.